Hello and welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John, where in each episode we'll stroll down the Macintosh memory lane. We'll discuss older Macintosh computers, collecting all things related to the Mac and Apple computer, and current topics from the perspective that only a couple of old Mac fans can provide.
Hey, John.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land. Let's see. I'm going to do a little time capsule today. Go back 20 years at Mac Addict. We might as well just start the show officially. I don't have anything.
Sure, why not?
Let's go ahead and hit it in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the RetroMacCast with James and John. This is episode 606 for March 6th, 2022. Good morning, John.
Good morning, James.
The cover of Mac Addict magazine in March of 2002 is the iMac G4, the brand new iMac G4. And so I see you had the same ideas as I did, except we're not accurate, right? Why is that?
First of all, I don't think, did they come up with all three sizes to begin with? No, I didn't think so. Yeah. It was, a 15-inch to start with, and they added the 17 and a 21 later.
20, yes, I've got 20 maybe. 20, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've got the 17 because to me that was the ideal sweet spot of these. The 15 looked a little bottom heavy. The larger one looked a little top heavy. This was the just right. Unfortunately, I see you've got the nice flurry screensaver on yours where mine has 0 things on it because it won't boot. Screen comes on. I just get the question mark folder, which, like, all right, maybe the hard drive's gone bad. But no, there's something more going on because it also won't boot from CD, and it also won't boot. I started I started my Cube in target mode in hopes that, connected to this in hopes that I could, tell it, hey, boot off of that instead. Still no luck. Now, the weird thing was when I start this in target mode and connected to the Cube, it sees the hard drive for the system. So go figure that one out.
Wow. Can the Cube boot off your iMac's hard drive?
No. I haven't actually tried that. That's a good point. But it will see it. So that's the thing. So, yeah.
Wow.
So who knows at this point? I'm not getting any weird startup, like I'm not getting any of the do-do-do-do chimes or anything like that. So Derek was just asking if it's bad RAM. Who knows? I haven't gotten into it yet. Maybe that's going to be my Macintosh project.
Right.
Yes, that noise. Right, yeah.
So I don't know that iMac would make that particular noise.
No, I don't know either.
Or something like that. I doubt it. Well, maybe let it sit there for a while. It'll think things over and decide that.
Oh, like my Color Classic did, where like all of a sudden it's like, you know what, maybe I will work again.
Yeah, they're very temperamental. Well, I was glad that I hit the button on my iMac there, and it came right up. So, 1 for 2. All right. Well, I tell you what. Why don't we take a short break and come back with some eBay finds?
All right, Steve from Mac 84. Yes, I got the same thing when James first played him too. Yeah, so
I know.
Playing all the. It's like you're giving him a heart attack over there.
It's like this one.
No, don't. I still remember the first time I heard that noise coming out of a Mac.
Oh yeah.
Not knowing at all that they did that noise, and I'm like, oh, that doesn't sound good at all.
Yeah, that's funny. How it's a language of itself. You don't. It doesn't have to say anything. You can.
Right.
That's bad.
Well, because that's only the first part of that. You've got the second half of that where you've got that do 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 do.
That my clip doesn't have that end part. Yeah,
which is even creepier. That is like fingernails on a blackboard
or something. Yeah, it gets.
Yeah, it's like a weird minor key, and it just sets my teeth on edge.
All right, let me see here. Let's switch to some eBay finds. Here we go. All right, let's go in 3, 2, 1. It's time for the eBay finds. Last week, there was a 20th anniversary Mac in the box, but based on the packaging and everything, didn't look like it was new in the box. It's been used. Still in great shape, but it wasn't new in the box like we would have hoped. That one had a starting bid of $3,500. It did not sell at that price. And
Gee,
so,
go figure.
Yeah, it's been relisted. The starting bid now has been dropped to $2,000 with a buy it now of $2,800.
So we'll see it again next week and the week after until they actually put a.
Well, we're going to talk more about 20th anniversary Macs because
yes,
there's more to be had. We'll get
yeah,
later. Okay, and then last week the Mac SE30 junk. This is the self-proclaimed junk in a box. Sold after 9 bids for $301. Okay, that's a pretty good price for junk. And then the vintage Macintosh Apple Computer Credit Salesman Information Box. That one is still available. Surprise, surprise. For buy it now of $899, or you can make an offer. This week, I love it when these come up.
Oh, yeah, I love
graining
these posters.
Long before he created such hits as The Simpsons and Futurama.
Futurama, which is getting a new season. Hello. Yes.
He did the comic Life in Hell. And that is kind of reminiscent of this work that he did for Apple. I was going to dig up the brochure. I didn't have a moment. I've got the brochure someplace, but this was the poster that went along with that sort of advertising campaign where it says Macintosh, part of every student's wildest dreams. And it's a great big poster. Let's see, what does the description sell? Oh, no, it talks about the series. Oh, it's the vintage poster. I guess it's called Bongo's Dream Dorm. And they say it's in good condition, no folds, no spills, slight wear, approximately 23 inches across and 32 inches in length. And of course, this great big poster of the Dream Dorm, and there's little Macs tucked away right here and there, I think, or is there just one? I can't remember.
I thought there were several.
Yeah, there's a Red Apple logo at the bottom. I'm looking around at the pictures he's got. I'm trying to find evidence.
So,
of that.
Did you know that there is a term for this kind of art style where you've got lots of different details in the picture?
Yeah,
I ran across this there's actually a subreddit for it. It is a Wimble builder.
Excuse me?
Like the Where's Waldo art style and stuff like that.
Right.
Where you can just spend quite some time just staring at the tiny detail. Yeah, I had never heard of that term before. I don't know if it's an official term or just something somebody on Reddit came up with, but yeah, I like it.
All right. Well, where is the Mac? I'm looking for it. I know it's in there. It's got to be in there, right? I mean, that's the whole point. All right. Somebody else. I don't think it's in the photos that he posted. Right. I don't see it.
Yeah,
I'll have to break up the actual poster.
You have one of these?
Yeah, I've got a few.
Okay.
These, because of the interesting detail, these ought to be framed and on the wall. But
yeah, absolutely. I think I've got a high-res scan, and I really should just get one printed out.
All right. Well, what do they want for this?
With this, it's not bad. I mean, right now, right? $48.
$48.
No bids yet?
Place the bid at $48, or it looks like you can make an offer and they'll accept it, and you can buy it now. 2 days to go on this.
Really, I don't think that's that bad a price. If it did go for around 48,
Right. Okay. Next.
All right. Next up, we have this is another very nice Mac in the box. And this one is a 1984 Macintosh 128K that has been upgraded to a 512, which actually, I guess nowadays reduces the desirability. Though I have to
A little
say,
bit, yeah,
a
not
little bit,
stock.
yeah, as opposed to being the original 128. This one does have all the goodies with it, though. It's got all the internal boxes, with the Picasso art on them. It's got the external box. Looks like it's been taped shut at some point, unfortunately. It comes with two keyboards. Now, the original keyboard is the original kind of shorter one without the numeric pad, but I guess that one's not working. But they do also include a working, like basically the Mac Plus keyboard. And one of the things that I don't remember seeing, and that is there is a card in there, free Macworld offer, and it's got limited time offer. There is a new magazine just for Macintosh users, Macworld. I just don't know if I've ever run across a picture of this card before.
Yeah, that was
So
a common
pretty neat
thing.
Yeah, it looks like they took advantage of it because it's missing the bottom
Too bad.
part of that that coupon. So what do they want? Right now, this has already gotten 14 bids. It's at $350 right now. This still has 5 days to go. So, and they are not skimping on the shipping. I'm assuming from the fact that it would cost $150 to get to us from Oregon that they're going to do a very good job on packing this puppy up.
Hope so. Yeah.
Yeah. One would.
Hopefully.
Yes.
Yes. Hopefully that's what that money's going. Yeah, this is a great auction because you've got,
yes.
You can see really what the true value here is of a boxed, mostly original Mac in working order.
In working order. Yes. Yeah. I should have mentioned that.
Right. Yeah. There are some screenshots here showing it booting up off the floppy disk. So, yeah. Great. Okay. Well, we'll see how this goes. Any guesses? Is it going to get up to 1,000?
I would think at least double what it's right now with 5 days ago. The fact that the bidding seems to be pretty heated already.
Yeah, I don't think that it's been upgraded to 512 really hurts the value much at all. I mean, it's pretty typical.
No, I mean, I think it just makes it a little bit more usable.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Without changing the back, it's not like they popped a Mac Plus board and had to do a different back on it or anything like that.
Okay. Well, I said we talk more about 20th anniversary Macs. Well, let's do that. Here is one. Now, there was that auction at RR Auction. We're going to get an update on that in a second. But here is another. Now, I guess it's got to be a different one, right? This is another. This one new in the box. Now, is it really new in the box? Let's see. The description doesn't really say much. It says it was purchased from the dealer, old stock, and has sat double box in my garage for several years. It is ready to go to the collector or investor who wants to own what might be one of a kind Apple computer collectible piece of computer history. So let's look at the photos. The first one, I'm already loving it. I mean, look at how clean that box looks. Look at the sharp corners. Got the original stickers. We got that. Now that's interesting. Isn't that the handhold that you peek through there and you see part of the computer?
Right. That doesn't look like it's wrapped in plastic.
No, I guess that's cardboard. And yeah, that's not the computer.
Okay. All right.
So there's another shot of the box. We're looking through here. Box looks good. Does that look like original tape? Looks pretty good. I mean, it doesn't look like it was retaped for sure.
Right. I can't tell if that's a ripped tape on there or not, though. It's hard to tell if it's just crinkly, like on the seams crinkly. And on the top.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, unless the other tape was very carefully removed, it looks like it's the original tape. Now, what is this picture? This must be a picture from somebody else.
Just to show what the computer looks like.
Show what it would look like. So they must have grabbed that from somewhere. Yeah. You can see it was originally shipped to Computerland of Dover. I mean, assuming it has some heft to it, it probably is legit. But they want a lot for it.
Yeah.
Well, you can make an offer, but anybody want to guess in the chat what they're asking for the buy it now? You're not going to get it. Of course, it's cheaper than the NFT of this. So that is, yeah, $25,000.
Yeah,
$25,000 is your buy it now, or you can make an offer. It ships from Santa Ana, California. So, how does that compare with the other one that's out there right now?
Oh, that's going on at the auction right now?
Yeah.
What is that one going
our
for?
auction has one that's in a live auction, and this one's, I guess through a real auction house, you get a little more trust in the authenticity of it. So there is that. So here's this one. It ends on March 17th. So we've got about a week to go, a little over a week. After 7 bids, this is only up to 570, which is a far cry from 25,000. But there still is over a week to go. And
that'd be interesting. Yeah, it would be kind of funny because I mean, like you can buy if you find an unboxed one for around $800, that's a good deal.
I mean, this has got to go for multiple thousands of dollars.
I would think
it's a seal. I mean, I got to say at least 5.
I mean, I just can't believe it. I suppose everyone's waiting to the last minute to do the snipe bid thing because, yeah.
Oh my goodness. I might have to put in a bid because it's nutty, right? I mean, come on. So just 7 bids. All right. So we'll keep following this one. We'll see if it gets anywhere near the 25K this other guy wants or gal. All right. Well, I guess we'll check in next week and see how both of these are doing.
All right, guys. You guys are killing me in the comments here. This is first of all, everyone way underguessed. Steve 10K, Trina 5,000, Derek 10K, more than a bread box. And then I love writes I could buy healthcare with that. So yes, 25,000. Yeah.
Okay, let's switch over here. Let's see. I'm gonna switch my screens. All right, and we'll go to here. All right, let's go in 3, 2, 1. Well, 20 years ago, Mac Addict released their March 2002 issue with the cover bearing the new iMac G4. Meet the world's greatest computer. And wasn't that something at the time? I can't remember if anybody had even... I don't remember this being leaked or anything, that there was any a priori knowledge that...
Yeah.
I mean, talk about... This might be the most... Well, I mean, yeah, the iMac G3 was a dramatic kind of departure in design.
Sure.
But boy, going from that to this... Once, especially considering that the iMac G3 became so iconic, right? That you'd think that they would sell those forever. But there was this thing called the flat panel display, the LCD. Now, they had existed, but not at a cost low enough to incorporate in a consumer computer. So this is just sort of the intersection of, needing a new generation for the G4, and then, of course, having a display cheap enough, and then be able to support this cool design. So,
cool. And I mean, thinking about the only other Mac that had the desktop that had the flat screen is what we were just talking about was the TAM, and then there was quite a gap before this.
Right. Yeah. That was not for the mere mortal, right?
Right. Yes. Nobody was showing up in a tux in a limo to set up your G4 iMac.
Mm-hmm. But this one, the iMac G4 came in at just under $2,000. We're going to roll through this this issue, a couple things that I wanted to point out. We'll start over. Let's see if I can do this without closing all my windows. Beth Rance, Kathy Lou is asked what she thought of when she saw the first new iMac. She said, I expected it to come alive and start boogieing like that weird dancing baby that used to be all over the web. Remember that one? The weird dancing baby.
It was
that
featured on Ally McBeal, and yeah.
Wasn't that computer generated? It was like some creepy weird thing. Yeah.
Right, yeah. It wasn't an early Pixar thing?
Was it? I don't know. Well, but she was also asked, Apple has images, video, audio, and DVD covered. What's next? She responds, remember, this is 2002. She says, an all-in-one digital camera, DV camera, MP3 player, PDA, and cell phone the size of an iPod. Is that too much to ask? Well, it is in 2002. She would have to wait.
Right.
5 years.
Just a little while. Yeah.
But isn't that funny how she just pretty much described the iPhone to a T. Let's go over to page 16. And it says the sights and sounds of Mac Expo 2002.
Looks like it was a pretty fun year at the expo. Now, all right, so Mac Expo versus Mac World.
This is Mac World Expo. I don't know why they don't say Mac World.
I was wondering about that. Was this a different event?
I think they made a conscious choice not to mention their competition.
I suppose that makes sense now that you say it.
Kind of silly.
Sure. Yeah.
Really. But there's some other photos here of Macworld Expo I want to show later. Was there something here that you wanted to talk about?
I mean, so first of all, I like so they had this Apple Skins thing where for the G4 and G3, so it was like pre-done plastic panels that what I would assume just kind of clipped over the existing ones. And looks pretty cool. I looked around to see if like they were still doing anything like this, because of course there's lots of great cases you can get for your laptops. As far as I know, they are no longer around. But it's a pretty cool look. I'm kind of digging they've got a really nice flame, hot rod flame side on there. Looks like a G4 in the picture. Pretty cool.
Couple pages later on the segment, drool worthy. This is a great assembly of a lot of things we just don't use anymore. The first one, this MPO DMK little MP3 player. Of course, this predated the iPod.
Mm-hmm. That's hard to tell.
Did it? No, the iPod came out at the
scale-wise.
same time. The iPod is out at this time.
So is that comparable to like maybe slightly bigger than the Shuffle? Then I was trying to figure out.
It's like a thumb drive with an MP3 player built in. $179, very expensive. So we don't. So what it came to mind is the thumb drives, which is this kind of reminded me of. I guess people still use thumb drives. I had to find one the other day because I needed to update the maps in my mom's car.
Oh wow!
I had to go hunting around to find a thumb drive.
Huh?
Yeah. And then this next thing, you got a CDR burner here. Shareware pick of the month. Look at that. Watson.
Oh
of
wow!
Of course, Watson would get Steved by Sherlock.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sherlock went away. But then look at the bottom there. In the Icon Hall of Fame.
I really like the Icon Hall of Fame, and it kind of going over, various, pardon the double term, but iconic icons. And their kind of evolution from, single bit graphic icons to what would be available in 2002 graphics wise. Yes.
And this one shows Netscape. Netscape was still in use back then. We're on version 6.2.1. So talk about something else we don't use anymore. All right, let's skip ahead to the feature article. Let's see if I can get over there. All right. Think very different. There it is. And you've got yours set up with the speakers.
I do, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Of course, they don't work either. Well, you don't know that they don't work.
No, they work because you can hear the startup job, no problem. Yeah.
All right, and then they just go in and talk.
Well, you go back up just one moment though to the other picture. So I have to say I wish my keyboard still looked like that versus the very dingy yellow. It looks like.
It yellowed.
Yes. So the keyboard's yellowed. The plastic on the dome itself and looks fine, but the keyboard has yellowed. Not sure if there's anything we can do about that. Other than maybe try to set it in the sun. You can't really retro bright that plastic, I don't think.
Yeah. Well, at the time, they also released new iBooks. And there was a couple other big announcements, including iPhoto had just come out, which is something, of course. Now it's called just Photos. But at the time, iPhoto was just a breath of fresh air because we were getting into digital photos. We needed ways to organize and edit. And there were third-party options, but they just weren't as polished and put together, easy to use as iPhoto. I want to skip ahead to page 51 and look at this monitor right here. It looks familiar, but don't judge too quickly.
Yeah, I was a bit... it definitely made me do a double take on this monitor to realize it wasn't one of the
an Apple display.
displays.
Yeah, this is a competitor for the 17-inch Apple Studio display. This is by Formac, the Gallery 1740. And as far as I can tell, Formac does not exist anymore. But they put out this monitor using a Fujitsu display and offered up for, I think $100 cheaper than Apple's, because Apple's came in right at about $1,000. They're coming in at $899, and it even uses the ADC video port.
Wow!
So, they were really, really going after it. Well, I mean, the company's name is Formac, right?
Right. Yes. Yeah.
But yeah, the display, it's got all the clear acrylics. I think it would complement your Mac setup very nicely. And Mac Addict gave it a freaking awesome. Let's go to page 64. How to get to know your iBook very well. Long before iFixit and other online resources. If you wanted to tear into your Mac, you would just have to just go for it.
Mm-hmm.
But Mac Addict would have these handy guides.
Yeah, and they really went in depth on taking apart the I remember them doing teardowns for other new Macs. How scary would it be to get a Mac working for like a magazine or something like this and go, all right, you figure out how to take this apart without destroying it, if possible. Thanks. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it is a very great step-by-step. And it made me think, when did iFixit really kind of become iFixit? So I went on to the Wayback Machine, and the iFixit domain name was available for years. Like, it was just a parked domain name. Somebody squatted on it. It didn't actually become iFixit as we know it until it looks like 2006. So, yeah, still a few years off from this magazine.
Yeah. And you say this is not some of these things that they're doing here, like especially hard drive are
insane upgrade, how to overclock your iBook, and it requires a soldering iron.
Right.
Definitely. It's like, you need to be very confident in what you're doing if you're going to do that level.
I like how they say soldering iron and knowledge of how to use the thing. That's also required. You can't just have the tools.
And of course, there's also a nice big warning. The information contained in this tutorial is intended for infotainment only, merely illustrates how we've overclocked our 500 megahertz iBook. We are in no way suggesting that you try this at home. In fact, do not attempt this hack unless you are highly skilled at soldering motherboards. We intentionally left out the soldering specifics, but those in the know will know what to do. We now return to our normal broadcast.
Wow. I wonder if Steve Mac84 has ever attempted this mod. Look at that, and they show some specs there of what you can do. So yeah, that would be for the adventurous. Okay, and let's see. Let's go to page 91. And John, you were looking at Fat Cow Web Hosting.
Yeah, so the ad really caught my eye. It's a very nice, very simple, big bold ad. I'm like, I wonder if they're still around. Yes, they are, which is pretty darn cool. Actually, pretty reasonable web hosting. I may have to move my website over to them because
hey, they've been around 20 plus years.
For 20 plus years. I love it. I love it.
They ought to be around for 20 more. And then we'll finish off the episode here by just looking at this little shutdown section. The usual suspects. This is their collection of folks that you would see at, well, they're saying Mac Expo. Derek is telling us that it was called Mac Expo in Europe. So, but this is America, Macworld Expo. So, yeah, and this kind of reminded me. They got all these characters in here: the out of work programmer, the obscenely energetic demo person, the low rent booth bimbo. It looks like they have members of their staff dressed up in costume to illustrate all these folks.
I love it.
It reminded me of going to the show, and oh my gosh, how exciting was that?
I meant to ask you, were you at this one? Did you go to this one?
No, this was before. This is before I was going.
Okay.
Right? Because this is 2002. We started the podcast in 2006. I think I started around the time we started the podcast.
All right.
Yeah.
I just assumed that you had been going to them for quite earlier. All right.
But yeah, they were so exciting. Do either of these people represent us? Where do we closely fit in? We're not the T-shirt junkie. I guess these are the people that are working there. Or, well, I guess some of the people are.
No, some are
attendees,
like the Schwagmeister.
Yeah,
I would have probably been something of a Schwagmeister. I think. Yeah. I say that. Yes, I think I've got quite a few like Devo things from the Microsoft booth. The one year we went, they had Devo playing cards and stickers, and so yes, I do remember getting quite a bit of swag.
I think you and I are closely aligned with the Schwagmeister. How many worthless tchotchkes can one person amass more than you think? Yeah, because somebody hands you a bag and then you just start filling it with stuff that you throw away.
Yeah,
when you get back to your hotel, you collect all kinds of things, buttons and stickers and software demos. And, back then it was just like CD-ROMs people handed out. The usual suspects. Well, that's a look back at March 2002 in Mac Addict magazine. You can find the full PDF and an image of the DVD. Were they DVDs at that? No, they were probably they were CDs.
CDs, sure. Mm-hmm.
That were included in the issue over at archive.org. All right. Let's see. Let's switch gears again. Speaking of the usual suspects,
I assume we're heading over to Martintosh.
Well, we're going to talk about the Apple event that's upon us.
Oh, right. Yes.
First, I want to show this. So you talk about the usual suspects. Here are the usual suspects with a couple more. This was the guy's
Bruce
Damer,
right?
Yeah, from
Damer?
Gosh, what's he call his museum? I'm drawing a
blank. It is Barn.
Oh gosh, the Barn, the Digibarn.
Apple Barn, Digibarn. Thank you. Oh my gosh,
yes. Oh my gosh, yeah. So what year was this? This was after the iPhone had come out. This was probably 2008, is what I'm guessing. And I think the day prior, maybe we were up at the
We
Digibarn.
actually, which
getting
was
a
quite the
tour.
drive. I mean, you were driving, and it was really kind of up the side of a mountain somewhere, wasn't it? And so I call this like the so like my wife and I just refer to this building as the shed, which obviously it's a little the shed doesn't make it kind of do it justice. It's a little bit more than a shed, but his barn, Digibarn, is really just a barn.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
cold.
it was gold, and it's like, oh, there's a Cray sitting over there. Oh, a Cray computer. Yes. So yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Okay, let's go in 3, 2, 1. Well, next week is it, as predicted. The spring event is upon us, and all the people in the know. We didn't get invited. Well, there's no. Is there actually on site anything, or is it just all virtual? Do people show up anywhere anyway?
I don't know.
I
I don't know
Yeah, I
anymore.
guess. Do they? I guess not. They've got that theater, but I think because of COVID, it's still in a lockdown. Even though Apple announced their return to work for their employees in April, so maybe they'll have in-person events by the end of the year. But Peak Performance is the teaser. Peak spelled Peek. And well, there's the glorious colors used there in the announcement. So the rumors say we're going to get a new iPhone SE. We're going to get an updated iPad Air. We're going to get an updated MacBook Pro 13 and a new Mac Mini.
Oh, and but to me, one of the most exciting things is the new wallpaper, because they always have such cool graphics. For these events, I just love all the variations that they do.
Well, the Mac Mini,
the Apple logo.
Yeah, and actually, there's this thing that I'm showing here, this Peak Performance is animated as well. The colors.
Oh, one of those.
I should have found that.
Yeah.
The Mac Mini is supposed to have a new enclosure to go along with this. People are saying that it's going to be even smaller, and it's going to use like a plexiglass, like clear top. Maybe
interesting.
A two-tone design, and they're saying they're referencing this thing actually, the original first-gen Apple TV. That it's going to be more reminiscent of, but actually, the original Mac Mini had that too, right? The original Mac Mini had that aluminum kind of
side with the
sides with the So they're actually, these things are pretty similar between that. So maybe something that's that thin, right?
Right, but maybe that footprint.
But that footprint, right? So think of that, So
maybe my first, my new foray into the new hardware. Then, if they do,
if you don't count my mom that has the latest iMac, it might be mine too. I'm thinking hard about it. I'm running off my MacBook Pro and have been for years, and always needed something portable, but rarely, if ever, do I travel with it. And even before COVID, I didn't really need it that much because most of the time when I travel, all you need is your phone or your iPad. So
sure,
I think a desktop would be just fine. So we got that to look forward to next week, and all month long, we get to look forward to or celebrate Marcintosh. This is the month when we celebrate all things retro Mac.
Now, do we have Ron McAdams on last year to talk about Marcintosh a bit? I'm trying to remember.
We might have. Maybe it was just you and he. I don't remember it. Did we all talk together? I don't know. I can't remember.
Derek.
We certainly wanted to, and but over at marcintosh.com, you get sort of the history of it, because I guess there's other events in other communities. There's Septandy for the Radio Shack computer enthusiasts, and Dawsember. And so the organizers, Joe Strasnider and Ron McCann. So you think we had Ron on?
I do believe we did. Yeah.
Right. So they've got their little rules here. Do have fun, build friendships, promote Macintosh retro computing. Do use the hashtag Marcintosh 2022. And so they just want you to do retro Mac projects and just share in the various social media platforms. Do you have anything specific? Did you think of?
Well, I think maybe it's time to tear down a G4, because I really miss having the G4 iMac working. I love that thing. So maybe it's time to dig in and see what's going on with that. Maybe that'll be my Marcintosh. It's kind of funny if you're, like anyone listening or in this group, chances are like pretty much every day, every month for us is Marcintosh. So what do you do to kind of make the month more special? So maybe I'll try to get another computer working. So
yeah, you're absolutely right. We celebrate Marcintosh all year, every year, and have been for decades. But for those that need the additional push, jump in. What was the other? There's that other contest related.
Are you talking the Retro Challenge?
The Retro Challenge, right? That, and I'm trying to remember what month that is. Or is that a month, or is it multiple months?
Well, I think it's. I don't know if it's. I think because sometimes they do it a couple of times a year. I think it's just basically whenever. I'm going to look up Retro Challenge right now because.
Yeah.
Retrochallenge.org.
Right.
And so they did the last one in October.
Yeah. Okay, so that's coming up later in the year. All right. Well, again, use the hashtag Marcintosh 2022 to show off your Mac projects. Okay. Oh, Steve, Mac84 is saying that Mac Yak had a Power PC challenge in January.
Oh, neat. Okay.
Didn't know about that one. Should have mentioned that here. All right. And Steve also said that he could get a hold of Ron and or Joe to jump on our show and chat up Marcintosh. Maybe we can get a mid-month update from either of those guys next week on this show. If
that sounds awesome.
Steve can arrange. So
he knows a guy.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Let's wrap up the episode. In 3, 2, 1. All right. That brings us to the end of another episode of the RetroMacCast. Next week we'll be back. Will we be back? You will be back. I'm going to be out.
Okay.
Unless John wants to go solo, or maybe Steve can join him. I don't know.
Yeah.
He seems to be fairly regular here, so it sounds like he's available on Sundays. So we'll see. We'll see what that brings. Maybe we can talk Marcintosh in more detail.
That sounds good.
All right. Is your G4 working now? Your iMac G4? Yeah. Is it working now?
No.
Hit it again.
What?
Hit it again.
just,
Is there no faith? Okay. All right.
Want to see?
But you get a chime.
You get a chime. Yeah.
Yeah. There goes. See, all's good.
But
all's good.
Yeah, but we'll have the screen come on. I'll get the flashing icon, and again, you can hear the CD-ROM spinning up.
It does actually. Well, the power to this, and you get a screen, and then it's.
But it just sits on the folder.
For OS.
Yeah. Even from the optical drive. So yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, until next week, remember, it's not old.
It's retro.
All right. Steve wants a Marcintosh party next week. I'm all for that. He says he'll bring a Marcintosh pal. So there you go. That could be.
Right. Okay then.
That could be the episode.
Plan for.
Looks like fun. I'm going to miss out. All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. I think we'll wrap it up. Unless you got anything, John? I like your shirt.
Oh yeah. So the shirt. This is one of my favorites from Vintage Computer Festival Southeast. That's the one that Andy Hertzfeld was the guest speaker at. So it was a good one.
Speaking of shirts, I was trying to remember what was the name of the website where you submitted stuff before. Somebody, friend of the show.
You
got
mean
the
Javier?
RetroMac and yeah, is that what's the name of the store, the site?
Hang on.
I couldn't remember. Well, the reason I asked is because I was thinking about I need to have a shirt with your colorized original Apple logo.
Ah, right. Yes.
But does he have them there, or did we just talk about that? I can't.
I do believe he was selling them there.
Is that what it is?
Which one?
8-bit tees. Is that what it is? That doesn't sound.
That could be it. Hang on.
I thought I had something with 6502 in the name.
Nope. That is
something else.
Chris Torrance's. Yeah, the CT 6502. I think it is. Chris Torrance is the one who does the Choplifter Oregon Trail mashup.
Okay. Yeah, the one I'm looking for is the one that
8-bit tees.
Yeah, you.
Yep.
I think that you. That's not it, right? 8-bit tees.
I think so.
Didn't you submit artwork for that?
I'm pretty sure I sent him the.
It is 8-bit tees.
Yeah. If he doesn't, I can ask him. I'm sure it's probably just.
Well, please, because I need
like
that made.
Thing. Sure thing.
Yeah. I'm looking through the shirts. I don't see. Oh, there it is. It's there.
Eagle Brothers. Okay.
It is there.
Can you pop the link in?
Right
away, or?
Yeah, it's you can get it in black and white. I think I don't know what it looks best in, but yeah, 8-bit tees has John's colorized. Let's see. I'll even.
Can't really show it offhand.
Yeah, I can show it. Oh, well, I can here if I can stop closing windows. Here. Let's see. Come on, load it up there. There we go. Original company logo variations. And so, yeah, look at that. Much, much better with the 6 colors of the Apple logo flowing through the banner and beautiful colors on there. So, yeah.
Thanks.
I'll have to get that. All right. Anything else? I'm good to go?
Nope. Good to go.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see everybody next week. And thanks again for showing up.
Thanks, all. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for listening to the RetroMacCast with James and John. Email listener comments and questions to retromaccast@gmail.com or post comments on our website at www.retromaccast.com.